Hi everybody, Intuitive Edge here. Welcome once again to my channel. I just wanted to jump on here. I want to take an intuitive look at this controversy with Pete Hegseth and others talking on the secure line signal, and somehow a reporter who wasn't authorized to be there ended up on this signal chat. And evidently listen to war planning and that kind of thing. I have a little bit of a meter going off on this one that says, is everything up? I don't know about this. There's something funny about it. But let's see what the cards say. Let's see what my little method I use to pull into my intuition and see what I get with that. Let's see, what cards should we pull? I'm going to pull some cards on it real quick, and then we'll do my little writing method that I do. But this reporter, I'm going to prime the cards here as I talk. This reporter, let me know in the comments what you think about this. A reporter just happens to get accidentally added to a very private government conversation on Signal. How does that happen? My BS meter's going off, but it could have been an accident. It could have been an oversight. It could have been a mistake. So what was it? Was it a mishap, a mistake, an oopsie, an embarrassment? Or did somebody do something nefarious and actually plant that person there, like hack it? In a day and age where hacking is possible, even on ultra secure things like Signal. Is that what happened? So I'm going to do a 3 and 3. 3 and 3 is a card method I use. We're going to do, was it an innocent mistake or just a mishap? And column 2 is, was this a deliberate hack of the system by nefarious people for nefarious purposes? So innocent or nefarious. Simple as that. We're going to do a three cards on 3 for each. I'm going to do a cross, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just laying out what I'm going to do, asking my guides for help, my highest self, to come through and help us with this. What is the truth? Innocent or deliberate? Let's see what we get here. Okay, so I paused the video. I'm going to turn it around and show you the cards. I had to sit with them for a moment and tune in, and I went ahead and did my writing method, and I think I've uncovered something that's pretty explosive, at least in my opinion. So without further ado, let me just show you the cards that I pulled here. Okay, using my Aquarian Tarot deck. The first column here, these 3 cards, this is, was it just an innocent mistake? Was it just, there's a major arcana on there. Those carry some weight. That's the High Priestess card. That talks about kind of internal knowing. We have the card of restriction and the card of betrayal. So I'm not thinking it's innocent. That doesn't lend that it was an innocent mistake. My second column of 3, this is the 9 of Wands, 9 of Rods in this deck, 2 of Rods, and the 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups indicates like friendship, but I think of this in terms of the question being like a planning type of thing. 2 of Wands, 2 of Rods, and the 9. The 9 is like waiting, and the 2 is like looking to the future. But notice how these cards, sorry for the glare, these cards over here are facing this. Like, I feel like there's something that was deliberate with this. They're planning something. They're facing into it, both of these. And this is like trying to restrict. I feel like that's the goal, is this restriction. And there's also this card of betrayal underneath. Feels like this is a planned thing. So now let's get into the real meat of this. Okay, so I did my little writing method, and I'm just going to read to you the questions that I worked with and tell you what I got. Now, I maybe should just caveat this, that this is my intuitive take. These are simply my intuitive opinions. We'll leave it there. Okay, all right. So I got to thinking about, okay, I need to kind of delve into this a little bit. I'm feeling like there's something to this. So my first question was, did someone in the Trump admin knowingly allow or include the reporter into the Signal chat? Okay, I just wanted to rule that out. Is there somebody, maybe a bad actor in the Trump administration, that's doing something dirty on the side, maybe knowingly or maybe innocently, but that I kind of left it open. But I got an other. I had yes, no, or other. I got other. So then I read, okay, did someone outside the Trump administration knowingly allow or include the reporter into the Signal chat? And I got a strong yes on that. Like, okay. So next question, was the reporter in on this? Did the reporter know that he would be included in the Signal chat? I got a really strong yes on that. So the reporter's not innocent, at least in my opinion, okay? So, was the Signal chat hacked or the reporter knowingly added? And I got a yes. This is where it gets a little bit challenging, because there are factions, you have to know, and I know this very well, there are factions and groups that you just don't criticize or question. So I'm going to very delicately proceed, if you get my drift. Okay. Who was behind this plot to knowingly add the reporter to the Signal chat? And I wrote down a bunch of options. Some of my options included the CIA, the DNC, as in the Democrat Party operatives. Maybe it was a foreign nation influence, deep state actors, or somebody rogue in the Trump admin. And I also wrote the M word for Mossad. And I got a strong hit on that word. So I crossed it off and I wrote it on another section, just the method I use, just to make sure I wasn't, just picking it up. And it went right to that word again. So I crossed it off just to kind of check myself a third time. And it went to other. When I didn't include that M word, it went to other, meaning I was right, at least according to this method. So, all right. So here's another deep rabbit hole question I asked. Why? Why would the M word hack the Signal chat, allegedly? How long have they been able to hack Signal? How long has Signal been compromised? So my question is, of how long is it like less than a year, more recently? Did this just recently happen? Or has Signal been compromised from the very beginning with like a backdoor built in? That's what I got. The backdoor built into Signal from the get-go. And this is actually a pretty terrifying revelation if this is true, because it means that we have spies everywhere and they're listening in. And since who knows when? How long has Signal been around? Some of you sleuths might know the answer to that. I don't know. Has it been around a long, long time? Have other previous administrations been using, maybe back to Obama days or earlier than that? How long have we been compromised? Been compromised. So Again, all allegedly for shits and giggles. I don't like to say for entertainment purposes only, because I feel like that cheapens intuition and what I do here. I am not here to entertain. I don't feel like I feel like that's not a nice way to talk about the intuitive gift. That's just my personal feelings on it. So I don't like to say that about myself, that I'm here for entertainment purposes only. But I do understand why people say it, because of the censorship and all of that. And people feel like they have to couch their words, which I am right now a little bit. Just because there's so much, you know, people feel like they can't be themselves, and they have to kind of be careful what they say. Otherwise they get, you know, dinged or banned or shadow banned or whatever. So, but anyway, that's just my feelings on the matter. Anyway, I'm going to stop there because I feel like I stumbled onto something and I don't really want to go any further with it. So I'll let you guys have that information. Do with it what you will. Allegedly, I'm not accusing anything or saying this is the gospel truth. It's just allegedly. That's what I got. And pretty terrifying if it's the truth. Okay, all right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.